Welcome to the Fans Edge Sports Show, hosted by 216 Mike and EG Laflare, and produced by Walt K Disney. This is a sports show with a college football focus that allows fans to create topics and discussions.
So what we want y'all to do is right now is to subscribe to all of our social media platforms. We are at the Fans Edge on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and make sure you're following on YouTube if you're watching on Facebook right now. We're putting out content weekly as well as TikTok. We stream live every Sunday, and the show will be available on all podcast platforms every Monday morning. So if you miss a bit of tonight's episode, make sure you can catch the full stream tomorrow. What's good, my people?
What's
What's
going
good?
on? What's going on?
Not
Hey,
much. What's
no,
going on?
Finally got my hair cut.
look at you.
Yeah,
Not looking homeless no
I
more.
posted a midweek show about, the Big Ten's deal and ESPN not being in it, and I was out there looking ratchet, so
Yeah, it be like that when you're grinding, man.
for sure, for sure.
Hey, and look, we first football is back. For those who didn't know, the preseason for the NFL definitely kicked off this week. We had tons of games, so it's nice to be, seeing some balls being thrown around, out there on the field, and seeing some of our best and favorite players back out there, and trying to see, especially these rookies that are coming in as well, seeing what they can produce. So I'm getting ready, and I'm getting amped for this upcoming season.
Talk to me
Um,
about some rookies or some actually NFL players that you guys were just looking forward to seeing in preseason. Obviously, we know a lot of the starters weren't playing, were just on the sideline. But for the ones that were playing, what did y'all see? What impressed you all about NFL preseason?
Uh, I'm not really excited about preseason, man. I watch it here and there spottily. But I will say, there's a few rookies I'm ready to see when the season actually starts. So, the two people I want to see the most is I'm here close to Atlanta. So I'll be at a lot of Falcons games this year. So I want to see Drake London for sure out of USC, man. He did a lot at USC, but I didn't get a chance to watch him a lot. But now that he's a Falcon, I want to see what the guy can do, man. He looks good in practice, and he just looks crisp. Like he looks like that basketball player playing football, and he looks tall, he looks fast, he can jump, all these things. And another guy, man, George Pickens. I want to see that guy, George Pickens. I think he might be the best receiver as a rookie in the NFL for this upcoming season. Yeah, man. And you know what's crazy about George Pickens, man? He come from Georgia. AJ Green comes from Georgia, and the man is just like a splitting image of AJ Green when he was coming out. Like he looks just like AJ Green to me. Like he does all the same stuff. I think he had nearly the same exact 40. So I'm ready to see that guy. I think that kid got a bright future. I think he'll have more receiving yards in his rookie year than he ever had in one season at Georgia.
Yeah, man, I'm very excited. I mean, George Pickens is starting off where he left off in the playoff game, just pushing cornerbacks and bullying them on the ground. If anybody doesn't remember, that team up north was chomping at the sidelines and everything at George Pickens. He just went out there, threw that cornerback on the ground, and he's doing it in the NFL. I'll tell you this, that was amazing to see, man. Just things, even in NFL preseason camp. Guys like what's his name, Jordan Davis from from Georgia had a offensive lineman just like jumping backwards because he couldn't stop the dude. He was trying not to fall backwards. A guy who went undrafted from Ohio State, Master T, just out there trucking guys. Man, I like to see that. And then who else was out there making plays? Oh, and Justin Fields, man, trying to get that chemistry with Mooney. Obviously, that offensive line still looks like it's going to be an issue. So pray for him for a healthy season as well, man.
Man, good luck, Justin Fields. I just don't see it happening in Chicago with him, man.
No,
I don't see a
for
high
anybody.
ceiling, right? I don't know if it's Chicago or if it's Justin Fields because it seemed like Chicago was rather relevant just a few years ago, man. And right now, it just seems like it's going to be a disaster. I don't see a high ceiling for George. I mean, for Justin Fields out there in that program, I just don't see it.
I agree with you 100%. Honestly, the Bears are reminding me of Detroit. Everybody wanted to say it was Stafford. It was Stafford. And we realized it wasn't Stafford. It
No,
was the organization, man. And you for that organization that had guys like Calvin Johnson, Megatron, bruh, like, and I do nothing.
right.
Yeah. What else you got for us, Diz?
Well, we got some headlines making the news. We got Akib Talib brother, Yaqub, is wanted in connection with a shooting death at a young football game in Texas. So it looks like it was just, which he got into it between, well, something happened. I'm sorry. Allegedly, something happened between the referee and them. And it says upon arrival, officers were notified of a disagreement between the coaching staff and the officiating crew. During the disagreement, the coaching staff was involved in a physical altercation. So it looks like it got physical. It looks like there was a discharge of a firearm striking one of the adult males. Now let me repeat: this is at a youth football game where they have weapons, and all we out here is just trying to see these kids, get out there in that field and run around and play and have a good time. And a weapon being discharged, what, like, is it really that serious? Is it ever that serious for that?
So, being growing up in the inner city, being from Cleveland, one thing where where kids would practice for different sports and things like that, it was a gun-free zone. And it was like that for a reason. These parents, these adults, they're ruining the game for the kids. To discharge a firearm out there where there's several kids out there is reckless. I mean, obviously we still got to know some of the rest of the story, but it's reckless when you got kids around and you're firing a firearm like that, man. It's just not cool. I mean, they did say Talib was there. Akeem Talib was actually on the scene. So I mean, I pray for everyone that was involved. I just can't rock with that, man. That's just not cool. Not in front of the kids, bro. And the altercation shouldn't even happen. What are you teaching our kids? It should have never
Guns,
happened.
guns at a youth football game. Like, what purpose? Like, you would have saved a life just being safe. Like, what point do you have to have a gun out there? And my thing, an accident like that happened or a situation like that happened, like, I just don't understand like why a gun was even there. Like, that's the ridiculous part. That's crazy. And at a youth, man, it ruining the sports, man. You supposed to be this NFL guy. You supposed to be this icon, and your family doesn't know any better. You're not out there behaving like you guys have been successful and done things. You're still wild. Like, that's just ridiculous to me.
Right. And it ain't like that young guy.
It's not like that young. Like, y'all haven't grew up. Like, right? Talib is retired now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
and he's a commentator.
he was one of the best corners when he was in the league because of their feistiness and his good play, But man, you hate to see that, man.
Yeah.
Yep, it's crazy. And then,
Prayers
I
to those
mean,
families, man.
exactly. And then how do you talk to your children about it after the game? Do you like how do you convince your kid to go back there and be like, it's safe, you know, go back out there and play play ball and but it's just crazy.
Yeah, he have destroyed his life, Drizzy Dez. I'm
Yep.
moving to
Yeah.
Canada. This country is fucked up for me. Hey man, I don't blame you, man. Like, the
Yeah, I
stuff is
definitely
going
don't
on.
blame you. Yeah.
Man, the stuff is going on. You just never know what you're gonna see day to day. Something new happens that's just more and more shocking.
Oh yeah. Moving on to some college football news. Texas wide receiver Hall has been suspended indefinitely from the football program. Following his arrest for criminal mischief. It says Hall was arrested by the University of Texas police on Thursday night and charged with criminal mischief equal to greater than 100 but less than 750 for tampering with a $600 vehicle boot. He
Mm.
was released on a $0 bond.
So
I'm
he
assuming
got
it was his car.
so they
If
suspended him, or he's released from the team. What did you say? What was the end result of him in Texas?
it
He's
says that
suspended indefinitely from the
he's
football
Oh,
program.
suspended indefinitely. Yep.
This
suspended.
this I feel like is a reach, man. I mean, okay, so we know Ajayi Hall had his issues at Bama. I believe there was some issue when he had got to Texas as well. Wasn't fully reported or whatever. But he tweeted, I'm quoting this. This is what he tweeted. He said, "Been coming from my car since I got there," is what he tweeted. And to be honest, man, we've been seeing, these players posting pictures about them getting tickets and stuff like that. And they're at the football facilities. How are you giving them tickets? How are you putting a boot on someone's car? And then we're arresting them for a boot? Send them a fine and put it in the mail. What are we
Exactly.
doing?
Yeah, I
As
think
a
that was a reach.
society, that's reaching, and then the university makes it worse by freaking suspending him.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it was that serious. Like the man got a boot. You just never know what you're gonna do with a boot. I don't think that's just something that's crazy. No one wants to walk out and see a boot on their car. I mean, I'm pretty sure anyone will be frustrated and do whatever they can to get out of that situation. I don't feel like that's something you suspend, get the whole NCAA involved in. That was kind of crazy. And I remember this a Jai Hall guy, or I remember when he was at Bama and he was talking about why he left. He was leaving Bama because those guys got hurt in the championship and he was had a chance to play. And he was dropping passes and he just wasn't looking good. So I hate that for him because Texas is his second chance, and it's shortened him a few games or whatever. So I hate that for the kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, he should have did like we did at UCA and just kept those old tickets and then keep it on our cars when we
Hey,
park
that's what
illegally.
hey, that was my go-to. I would keep a ticket and just stick it back on my window when you already got me.
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. So it looks like we have a battle for QB in Texas. We got Hudson Card and Quinn Ayers. Will battle for the starting quarterback position at Texas. Who do you think will win?
I think
Uh,
the fact that Quinn Ewers has not taken his job yet with the generational talent that was labeled on him, I think it's a little crazy, like he left there, he left a situation where he would have been sitting behind a player sitting on the bench. He left that situation to be a starting quarterback. Why has he not taken that job? There's plenty of things coming out. They're saying that in the scrimmage, Quinn Ewers threw a pick six, whereas you got the other quarterback, he's not making any mistakes, not throwing any pick sixes and turning the ball over and things like that. This is quite telling, but also, I kind of feel a little way just because of what he did and how he did it. So, hey,
my thing is, coaches play that mind game too. They make it seem like it's a battle all the way up until like the first 2 weeks of the season or the first week or whatever, however long you want to extend it. It's a mind game for the players to not be comfortable, to not settle in and things like that. Maybe some of that is going on. Maybe he still has the starting spot, but you just never know because coaches like to play those games to make sure guys aren't comfortable, to make sure they can compete. He got some Ohio State banter for you, but
that ain't Ohio State. That's Miami banter. That's
but your boy,
UNLV. That's
your
UNLV
boy,
banter.
your boy come from your school. I thought. I mean, he was number one quarterback in the country. Yours is from Ohio, right?
No, he's from
Where he's
Texas.
from? He's from Texas, but he came to Ohio State.
Yes, look, this is what he did to Ohio State. He said, "Hey, I'm committed to you guys. I'm not supposed to come until this class right here is the class he was supposed to come in,
Yeah.
or whatever." Right? He said, "Nah, man, I want to make $1 million right now. Let me come early."
I
they said,
remember.
hey man, we like fought like the game is like only a couple weeks away. You ain't even got months of nothing, like no conditioning, no nothing. You want to come in here and sit knowing you're gonna sit for at least 2 years? Yeah, man, let me get there. So you really just used us to get money and then took our secrets back on to Texas, and it's probably ain't even helping you. So it is what it is.
I got you.
Do you think they could possibly go in, start the season with two quarterbacks?
Man,
Uh,
go ahead, EG.
I like I said, I think it's the mind game, man. Like they want them to keep competing. They want to see who's going to go to the final straw. I mean, yours might get his spot took. You know, he might. Who knows? But I think it's still his spot. It's just the mind game to keep them battling.
So let me tell you what some delusional Texas fans have said that I've
Uh-huh.
heard. They believe that Quinn Ewers in the first couple games is going to ride the bench
Hmm.
or whatever because they don't want him to get hurt against Bama, and then he'll start the rest of the season.
What sense does that make?
Exactly what the heck I said, bro. That's why
What
I said
preparation do
delusional
you get?
Texas fans, bro. That's what I'm saying,
You just jump right in against Bama.
bro. I said so. You're telling me a college football team is tanking like they in the NFL for draft picks? What's going on?
No one's doing that. College is not that sport, Bucko.
They are tripping out here, man. Help these hey, these Texas fans want to be back so bad they got a heck of excuses. It's crazy.
That's
Hey, Texas
crazy,
think they're
man.
taking home the next national champ, so we'll see what
Come on.
happens. Moving on, we got Notre Dame, and they're announcing that sophomore Tyler Buchner is the starting quarterback for the 2022 season. This comes after 8 days of their preseason camp. So that was a pretty quick decision on that.
Mm.
So
Uh,
I'll tell you why they. So if anybody kept up with Notre Dame kept like having to use like multiple quarterbacks. Like they kept having injury issues or whatever last year. I want to say Tyler Buckner ended up coming in into the Virginia Tech game and helping them win that. I believe he went like 6 for 14, threw an interception, had like a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown as well. So, with the on-game experience, the in-game experience and stuff, that's what probably helped him. And he probably, honestly, probably had just been leading the team all off season, right? They probably just announcing it now so that you didn't have a guy transfer in the spring or something like that, We'll see. I haven't seen this guy as a gunslinger. One thing that I can say is the guy is a mobile quarterback. He's going to use his legs. He's not scared to take a hit either. So I mean, I think that's the best pro against him. But I mean, we're talking quarterbacks. Like I want to see you throw the ball. So we'll see that he'll be matched up with a nice tight end. Notre Dame did have one of their wide receivers go down, and I believe I heard somebody else say, I'm not gonna say it because I like to be accurate about my stuff, but I think that they might be a little bit thin at the wide receiver position as
Mm.
well, especially with one of their top wide receivers going down. So that's something to be looking for against Notre Dame.
Uh, Me personally, I don't know much about the quarterback, the guy that won the battle. I really don't. Like that's I don't know where he was, but one thing I do know is Notre Dame got a lot of guys coming. So if they don't figure it out this year, it's gonna be a lot of changes next year.
Well, in 3 years, I'll say. I mean, they honestly they was able to take Lloyd Carr's grandson, and he's committed to Notre Dame as quarterback, and I think he'll be a step up and a better quarterback. I actually will think that he will. Ian Book has been probably Notre Dame's best quarterback that they've had in a very very long time. I think that the young Carr, I think he'll match that or if not be better than that, to be honest with you.
Coach Freeman did say he said it was about time. It gives them enough time to practice with that QB before the season starts.
And this is what I want to say about like when we was talking about like Texas and stuff and them not going to start their starting quarterback in the first couple of games, like there's definitely benefits in having that quarterback play them games, get those reps and things like that.
A
But it's
lot of benefits.
also, and then it's also important sometimes to have that quarterback established in the in fall camp. And the reason why is the team know who's the quarterback. The chemistry is able to be there, and you're not splitting reps. And when someone's able to, like, I feel like that was one thing like CJ Stroud discussed about earlier in the season. He was just saying, I had to build my confidence with the team, basically like right when the game is starting during the weeks. Whereas if he had done it, previously, he'd be like, man, this is my team, this is my guys. I feel more confident. I can use my voice a little bit more and stuff like that. You kind of get an actual command of the offense.
Right. And you know the players better. You communicate with the players. You know the things they like to do. You got better relationships. All that stuff matters. You can't just
Exactly.
jump in the offense and just be a gunslinger. That's why so many people fail when they're in the NFL and they just jump out there and no knowledge of who is who and what's what. College is the same way, man. You have to know your personnel. You have to know your people, and that's what leads to success.
And the reps are key.
The reps are very important.
Exactly. Speaking of CJ Stroud, he was voted QB1 in the 2023 NFL Draft over Bryce Young in an ESPN poll. Stroud received 5 first place votes, while Young received 3. Kentucky Levis
Yeah, Will Levis.
Will Levis also received 3 first place votes.
Wow.
So that's, Bryce Young, that's all we hear about. So that's a very interesting take, especially coming from ESPN. So,
Well,
that's wild to me.
well, my thing is, I still like Bryce. Bryce is the best quarterback in the country, but the NFL is always about that eye test. Bryce is fairly small, man. He's fairly small, and Stroud is just a tad bit bigger. So Stroud is actually his bottom half is actually pretty solid. He's actually bigger at the bottom. So, but anyway, I think the eye test comes into play when those things are lined up. But on the field, I still like Bryce is young. His quick passing, I like his decision making, his reading. I like it better than Stroud so far. But who knows? This year might be a great year. And as far as Levis go, Levis is that no one is hype about Levis. I don't know why. Every time someone mentioned Levis, everyone is shocked. But my thing is his pro upside is pretty well. If you look at his body of work and what type of player to compare him to, I think he's a lot like Josh Allen. Like he's a guy, he's bigger, he can run it if you have to, and he can pass it. Like I think he threw a little more interceptions than you wanted last year. I think he was near the double digit range, but I still think he's got high upside when it comes to the NFL because of his size. He can when he run the football, he won't be an easy guy to take down, and he played some good games, even though Kentucky is still up and coming. He played in some good games. He did some good things. I like his potential. A lot of people don't, though.
One thing that Kentucky does is I think their offense is more pro style, so people are seeing that. But I don't think that Will Levis has that mental of breaking down defenses and being able to execute. Talking about to give him a first place vote, that means you gave him a first place vote over Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, which I just think is asinine.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, the reason why, like, if you're talking overall, like doing things with your legs and your arm or whatever, yes, I would give the edge to Bryce Young. But when we're talking about NFL caliber quarterbacks where we're talking about making all of the throws, being on the far hash mark, throwing a out route to the far sideline and stuff like that. I mean, the stats are there. CJ Stroud's a more accurate quarterback when it comes to that and has that, like EG was saying, was like he has that bigger arm talent. And I think that's what, kind of gives CJ a lead. But you also see like guys like a rival coach said, CJ Stroud, he just doesn't make mistakes. Some might see him as too cautious, but he picks apart defenses with his accuracy and patience. Another NFL scout added that Stroud is the most polished and his mechanics are clean. And that was just something that he worked on this offseason as well. He worked on his footwork. He worked on taking what the defense gives him, hitting some of his checkdowns. And some people took this the wrong way as Ohio State added QB run plays in for him. But he just said that he was working on, maybe getting, working on those scrambling for the first down, getting yards, different things like that, which was an issue last year. I think it was an issue last year because we were trying to protect him knowing that his shoulder was hurt. You don't want to see your quarterback get tackled while he's running or something like that and land on that shoulder.
Right. And I saw someone I saw Dez comment about comparing this guy to this bum. I mean, Josh Allen was coming out of Wyoming. I mean, a lot of people wasn't high on him either, but the scouts were, and that's what matters. You can't say I'm comparing a bum to Josh Allen. Come on, man. The NFL scouts are professionals for a reason. That's why Josh Allen is where he at. No one was thinking, "Hey, let's get this quarterback from Wyoming. I'm excited about him."
NFL
And,
scouts miss too.
yeah, they do miss, but what I'm saying is Levy, whatever his name is, but he has a lot of those same mechanics, man. He got a big arm, big body, and he can make all the throws. Like I think he's has a lot of potential.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely see. We football season kicks off September 3rd, so I know we all gamed and geared for that kickoff as well as the Fans Edge kickoff as well. So, but yeah, that's pretty much for today. I do have one thing to say. We do switching gears to some WNBA. This is Sue Bird's last final regular season game today. So big shout out to her and doing the things that she do. And then Sylvia Fowles, her last regular season game was I think a couple of days ago as well. So the WNBA people
Gonna be without some
fans will definitely
legends,
miss.
man.
I know.
That's
It
crazy.
seems like Sue Bird has been hooping my whole life. I don't know, like I've been the for the while I've been watching the WNBA, she's been there. Her and Tarasi, and it seems like those people have just been there forever.
I wish more people watched the WNBA, man, because I don't know. I enjoyed it. And like, me, Diz, like we used to go, I used to make it to more of the UCA girls women's basketball games than the
Oh
guys.
yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
Our
bruh,
girls were actually good. I remember they brought Chauncey Billups to a game one time. That's how their coach was friends with Chauncey Billups, and Chauncey Billups came to a game. Actually,
who,
when we were in
Sandra
college.
Russian?
No, when they had a men's coach on the girls team.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
like our freshman and sophomore year.
so, yeah.
Jersey Dez.
Girl,
Okay.
bye. Now the young girls have a chance to play.
Man,
Hey,
always
but
gotta respect and because Sue Bird, she paved the way, and if it wasn't for the thing is man, a lot of people say the WNBA players should be paid more and more, but if they should be paid more, we need more people that's saying that to go watch these damn games to get more viewership so that they can get more money in their pocket. But this Sue Bird has paved the way for these young girls to be able to continue to play in the WNBA. So
oh yeah,
Pave the
for sure.
way.
I mean,
And
there's a lot of leagues that have failed. I mean, men's
I don't know
leagues,
what it
women's
is.
leagues, like
What do you bring to the WNBA to get people to watch it? Like, what do you do?
preach it,
honestly,
Pastor.
I just think it comes from respect, bro. I just feel like people haven't respected female athletes. Honestly, man. I think that was the biggest issue. I mean, I always respected female athletes because I just remember like Muni League football. It was a girl who was the quarterback for like the Power Six Red Dogs in Cleveland, Ohio. She was a fucking beast, and she'd run somebody over. Like I remember like growing up in Cleveland, by the Plain Dealer, they had a women's football team. You know, going to the basketball course, and then the girls, if they who with the guys, you know how legit they was, and I feel like you can even see it on the court. You can always see it on the court, like if that girl hooped with dudes in her life or not. Honestly, I just feel like there's not enough respect for female athletes, man.
Yeah, I mean, just all growing up, man, just high school, college, WNBA. If you ever notice, like the women games are never quite packed in the stands. Like you can't remember a time where there was a huge audience to watch females hoop, a huge female matchup. It's never there, and I just don't know what to bring to the game and what to change up to get people to start coming. Like I don't know if they need to switch the rules or let girls do something different to make it more exciting, make people want to come watch the girls. I just don't know what it is they need to do.
Oh yeah.
Everybody like fascinated with them dunks. Go watch them girls bust threes. Who was the one?
Fundamentally,
Who was the one girl? She was a white girl, college basketball player, bro. She was like shooting out the gym like Steph Curry, just coming down like every time, just busting it, bro.
was it recently?
Oh, it was just like last season.
Yeah, I seen LeBron share her. I forgot what her name
Yeah, I
It
was.
can't
was
remember
just
her name was.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just to me that's exciting.
It
Why do you
is.
not want like
My
I?
my all-time favorite WNBA player as of late was Della Dunn. Her story was unbelievable because she went to UConn for like 1 day and then she felt homesick. She went back to where she
Yeah.
was from and she played for Delaware and she was just killing it. She was #1 player in the country and all, and she just didn't like UConn when she got there and she just felt homesick. But she went to Delaware. She absolutely killed it. I saw a few of her games on TV. She was killing it. In the league, she's still solid. I think she has one MVP maybe or something like that, and her team was doing really well. That's it's always been my favorite as of late.
Oh
Marketing is
yeah.
really bad. Yeah.
Yeah. You got a point on that.
I
You
can
Do
definitely
they
do.
I
sign?
can agree with that because like I mean I don't see no WNBA like commercials and stuff
At
like
all?
on like YouTube advertisements. I've never seen a WNBA on a YouTube advertisement ever. I cannot think of one.
I can't
I
either.
can't either. Yeah, I can't either. And we really getting ready to go into the WNBA postseason. So we about
And
to go into the
some people
playoffs
don't
right
even
now.
know that.
And
Like
some
that's
people don't even
sad.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Good point, Drizzy Des. Well, that's
Yep.
all I got, guys.
Yep. That's what I got
Salute.
for today. So just make sure if you're not following us on all social media platforms at the Fans Edge, and if you missed part of tonight's episode, make sure you catch it tomorrow on all streaming platforms or your favorite podcast platforms. And other than that, we are out, and thank you for watching.